everyone. So, I was just thinking about making a video and then anxiety still kicks in and I was like, no, don't make a video. The more I make these videos, the more I become aware of caring what people think still, which is insane. I mean, in my soul. I know that. But it's still so uncomfortable, but I'm so tired of trying to avoid being uncomfortable that I'm just really starting to step out and do all kinds of different things that are out of my comfort zone. So I just went to the grocery store and self-checkouts. The whole grocery store scene feels very odd to me and feels gives me anxiety almost. It makes me want to drink. And every time I go, I dream of just walking outside and plucking some fruit and vegetables out of the garden and off the trees. It feels much more natural to me. Driving in traffic feels very unnatural to me now. Something is shifting inside of me, and I'm grateful for everything I've experienced. But I just feel like a calling to return back to nature. And then there's this part of me that feels guilty for wanting to do that. I feel like, I don't know, I guess, like worried about what people will think. And well, for one, I don't even know where I'd go right at this moment in time. I guess my first step is going to be hiking the Appalachian Trail for a couple of months, starting in May. And then we'll see what happens from there. But I have a strong desire in my heart to return to simplicity and nature and live in a more connected way. I loved being in Monterey, California, to my surprise. It felt so simple and so easy. Like, I rented a car and they just handed me the keys. I was waiting for them to want like a blood sample or something, or for me to have to sign my life away. It's pretty much what you gotta do in Michigan. And no, they just handed me the keys. And when I dropped it off, I was waiting for like 30 questions, and I just handed them the keys, and they're like, okay, have fun. And I'm like, did I just step into like another world right now? And that whole place just has this very connected, easygoing, everybody's so laid back and so happy, and it just feels very connected and simple. Everything was just so easy there. And there was just this beautiful, like, natural flow, which I really, truly appreciated. So, it's so funny, every time I get the inspiration to make a video, like, this anxiety kicks in, and I'm like, no, you shouldn't make the video. It's just amusing to me how our minds work. I feel like everyone's brain probably works that way. Anytime we attempt to do something that's out of our comfort zone, it's like this immediate, it's like our body goes into fight or flight, and you get like anxiety. You could be, I don't know, for some people everyone's different. It could be going to a different grocery store, I don't know, but like our brain definitely tries to keep us safe and comfortable, and I'm learning to bypass that and listen to my heart more. Because it feels like playing very safe and very small when I listen to my brain. And it's starting to affect me more and more. So, I don't know. I just think it's probably a good thing to step out of our comfort zones even more. And my mind anyway likes to just make up stories and scenarios that, I mean, I just can't tell you how many it makes up. I'll be washing dishes and I'll have a flash of like how I'm going to die on the Appalachian Trail. And if I do, that's fine. I know that probably sounds very dramatic, but I'm saying, I mean, I just watched the movie The Way, and that really did happen with a guy hiking the Camino in Spain. So, but it doesn't matter. We never know when our time's up, and so you might as well do what you love and what you enjoy. That's how I feel about it. And I feel like I have done that mostly in life. But you know, sometimes you just feel like this little thing in your heart just calling you for more and to expand and to do something different. You know? Like, I just feel that, I guess, in my heart. Like, expanding out of nursing and doing something different. I don't know what yet. I guess doing this hike will be the first step and making these videos, which has been super uncomfortable every single time. But, I don't know. I'm just going to keep making them anyway. And I do realize there's people who love the city. And I have met people where they're like, the city gives them energy and all the hustle and bustle. Like, I understand there's people who love LA and love bigger cities. To me, that feels like absolute torture to be in them. That's not my cup of tea whatsoever. Whenever I take trips or do anything, I much prefer to be off the grid and connected in nature or in a tent or a tree house. That's just me. I realize we're all different. I guess that's just what gives me energy. And I don't know why I don't know why I would feel bad about that, you know? It's like whenever, I think it probably comes from my disease to please that I'm aware of, but that's been a thing, like my whole life. Wanting to make everyone outside of me happy and worrying about everyone else, and I'm trying to step more away from that and do more of like what fills my cup and calls to my soul, because I actually know that's the greatest thing that I could do for the world and for anyone, and that's much more powerful than me walking around like putting out fires for the same fire to start a couple weeks later, or a new fire, and there's just always fires. And I feel a shift in that happening too. Like, I don't want to spend my energy doing that anymore. Like, I want to trust everyone I love with the universe too. And know that, you know, everything is happening for our highest good. I still impulsively, like it's my natural reaction, whenever someone that I love deeply is going through a major challenge, it's my innate thing to want to like put on my cape and woo, I'll be there in 2 seconds and whatever you need. But I've been resisting that innate like urge to do that, because that's just my conditioning and just what I've always done. But I feel it's much more powerful nowadays for me to not do that every time. So, and it feels kind of freeing. I feel like the more time, especially after being at this meditation retreat in Monterey for the last week, it felt so nice to be disconnected, like from my phone, and just connected to the universe and myself, and that felt so freeing and so nice. And I noticed immediately, like as I was leaving there, my old habit started to kick in already, and I started to turn into a crackhead checking my phone every 30 seconds. And I was like, oh my god, this is insane. Like, I'm becoming super aware of like my patterns and everything that I've done for so long that isn't serving me anymore. And wow, I talk about other people being addicted to their phones, but well, I have a tendency to want to check mine quite often too, so, but I'm becoming conscious of it and not doing that all the time anymore, because it's exhausting. Well, speaking of messages, I have one popping up on my screen that's distracting me. Yeah, it's tiring. I don't know if anyone else like has this challenge, but I feel that I feel a lot of like overstimulus and like borderline anxiety sometimes in my everyday life, because it's like crazy. Everywhere I go, it's like this hustle and bustle, and everyone's in a hurry, and I don't know, even just driving in traffic, and I don't, it's just nuts. It's kind of a crazy way to live. I feel like it has served me for so long, and I feel grateful. But I don't know, I just feel something calling me to do something different, like everything different, actually. And it's really scary. And I think my mind is really like going extra nuts because I think it knows that I'm starting to listen to my heart even more. And I feel more courage coming in every day. So, it's scary. Like, I haven't even told my work yet. I'm taking 2 months off, which could turn into being indefinite, as it doesn't really resonate with my soul anymore. And at first I felt like like I'm going to have to explain myself or, try to make sense of why anybody would want to do that. And then I just realized that I was doing that. Like, the disease to please, like, it really is, like, in my nervous system and pops up all the time, wanting to make everyone else happy and spinning all these plates. And I don't know. I've done that for so long, it feels exciting and scary and really nice thinking about just 2 months away. I don't want to live a life where I take vacations to unplug and to do that. I want that to be my life, and for it to be, like, weird and different to go into the city or to do the things that are, like, normal in my life now. I want to completely reverse that. And, yeah. And I'm going to. I just, I can't see the whole way. All I can see is the Appalachian Trail right now, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, and I guess I'm just talking about these things because I wonder if anybody else feels this way. Or is aware of, like, our patterns that we just, gosh, I feel so grateful to be aware, because if I didn't start to become aware of these patterns that, like, some of them, like, 20 years, all these things that I just keep doing, like, on autopilot. And I'm really starting to see them more and more clearly and be okay with them. I feel like when I first started to awaken, I got very frustrated a lot with my own mind. It would make me because I just wanted to connect. And I even felt like my own thoughts were in the way of me connecting to my soul when I first started, like, this journey in the last year. And then I had to realize that ego does what ego does, and actually being okay with it and loving the thoughts are the times when I feel just okay. When I resist them or get frustrated with them, they just seem to get louder, and, like, I feel a further disconnect. So I've been practicing just being okay, like, that's fine, it's scared, my mind is scared, and I feel anxiety, but I'm gonna just do this thing anyway, and do this thing from my heart anyway, despite being scared, instead of letting it trick me into thinking that I am the thoughts, and being so scared that I don't do anything, which I actually have done that, a lot in life. Everyone probably has, I don't know. But just becoming aware, and I think that's what is meant by loving yourself. You always hear that, but you think, what the fuck does that even mean? We really just are love. Like, our soul is a slice of God or the universe, whatever you believe, and we just are love. I think, to me, what it means to, like, love yourself, though, is to be okay with the thoughts in your head. And to be okay with, like, everything your mind says, and to love the human part of yourself. Like, well, I mean, of course you do that. That might even be ego, like, trying to love itself, I don't know. But just being okay with, like, whatever comes up in my mind has been very freeing and feels better. And it's kind of crazy, because, like, that movie I watched last night called The Way, about a dad who ends up walking the Camino trail in Spain because his son dies on it, and he goes to retrieve his body and ends up, like, walking the whole trail. And there's a guy that ends up walking with him who's Dutch, and I love the guy's character. If anybody wants to see a really good, authentic movie with people who are just beautiful and connected, that's, like, real anger and real emotions these people feel, and they go out there and they all end up connecting, like, to heal. But the Dutch guy is so fun. Like, I don't think he's fat, but he thinks he's fat. And apparently his wife doesn't want to sleep with him anymore because he's gained so much weight. So he's out here walking this trail to try to lose weight. In every city they stop in, he's like drinking a bottle of wine and eating cheese and like just eating so much food. And that part's funny, but you know, there's a part where he's like looking in the mirror and towards the end of the trail and realizing he didn't lose any weight. And you can see like the pain in his face that he's being hard on himself. And who hasn't experienced that? Like, I've experienced that so many times with smoking and drinking and so many things. And then I just realized that, like, our mind will talk us into doing things and then try to make us feel bad for doing them. And that's insane. Like, we're all just human. There's no reason to ever feel bad about anything. But as I say that, I've become super aware of my own inner critic. So it's just interesting. So I was happy at the end of the movie, the guy, he finally made peace with the fact that he hadn't lost any weight, and he was wanting to lose the weight for his cousin's wedding, and he's like, I needed a new tux anyway. He was trying to fit into his old one, but he realized that wasn't going to happen at this moment in time. But what's funny is I actually feel like the more that we become okay with that, and like, this is just where we are, and like, you know, everybody has had some form of addiction to TV, food, alcohol, shopping, drugs. I don't think a lot of people realize that that's really all the same thing. It just is a different form, but that's everyone trying to numb something. And probably that little small inner voice that's calling them to do something more, but it feels very scary to step out of our comfort zone. Or at least that's kind of been my experience. So I feel like just becoming aware and loving it is really helpful and freeing, and being patient. Because really every single challenge and struggle we have it's okay, and someone can relate to it. And, you know, we shift out of it when we shift out of it. But I know one thing for sure, willpower doesn't work. I mean, it works very temporarily, but it doesn't even feel good to me anymore to like try to make anything happen or try to be different than what I am. It feels much more like easy and freeing and accepting to just accept where I am at this moment in time, and then, you know, we let go of things when we're ready to let go of things. And usually the more we love ourselves and the more we're okay with where we are, the less you feel the need to compulsively shop or eat or do whatever. Or that's how it's been for me anyway. Okay. I guess that's enough for one video. I'm going to attempt to make one. Well, no, I'm going to make one, like, a lot in the next 30 days, so until it gets comfortable. Because I'm just tired of trying to not be seen and being scared. So this is definitely a leap for me to make this many videos. And it's been scary, like I put them on YouTube, but nobody's seen them. I might get the courage soon to actually put one on Facebook, where people might actually see them. I don't know. I don't even remember what I say after I make the videos. I just go about my life. So I don't know why I'm ever super nervous to make them, but I don't know. But okay, I love you all. Have a great day.